How's everybody doing today?
Good.
Yeah, that's great. Thanks for being here in the math class. Are you guys excited to learn some math? Okay, what did we talk about yesterday? Do you remember?
Fractions.
We talked about fractions, right? And we just talked about what they are, okay? Do you guys remember what I asked you to do before you came to class today?
Yes.
Amy?
Yeah. We were trying to find what were in real life, what could be fractions.
Uh-huh. What did you find an example, Amy? Something that could be a fraction?
Food.
Food?
Yeah.
Funny that you say food today.
I want food.
Food, okay.
Yeah.
So food, did anybody else find an example? Chris, I saw you eating a Kit Kat bar today.
Yeah.
How many pieces are in a Kit Kat bar?
2.
Depends, huh?
4. 2.
Sometimes there's 2, sometimes there's 4. But if we wanted to eat a fraction of that Kit Kat bar, okay, that would help us. Understanding fractions would help us to know. Or if we wanted to divide it among people. Real quickly, do you remember what we talked about the parts of a fraction? I'm going to write them on the board as you guys tell me. What are the parts?
Numerator.
Numerator. Okay. Shannon, what is the numerator? What does it represent?
The actual part that we take.
Okay, so the number, the amount, right?
Yeah.
Amount, and I'm going to add up here, what is it, the top or the bottom?
It's the top.
Okay, it's the top part of our fraction. And it just tells us the number that we have, okay? And what's the other part?
Denominator.
Denominator. This is going to be important today, okay? What does that tell us?
The total?
Total? How about how many pieces?
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Remember that from yesterday?
Yeah.
This is how many pieces we have, okay? So if I have a 4 on bottom and a 1 on top, can somebody explain to me what this means? I have 1 piece, and it'll take 4 to make a whole, right? We talked about having a whole yesterday, okay? So this means I have 1 piece, and 4 of those will make a whole of whatever I have, okay? So what we're going to do today is we're actually going to learn how to add and subtract fractions, okay? Now, this is a little bit tricky, okay? And so we're going to talk about it for just a minute or 2, but I'm going to let you guys get into groups, and you're going to actually work with each other to figure out how to add and subtract fractions. I have some shapes up here. I have a whole for you, and so yeah. Krista. So you can follow along with the notes if you'd like. It's up to you. When we add fractions, it's just like adding normal numbers, okay? If I have 1 plus 1, what is my answer? This is really easy. 2, okay? Now, with fractions, we're going to do the same thing, okay? But the only thing that you're going to add, can anybody take a guess? I don't expect you to know this, but what do you think you're going to add? Looking at our numbers, this says how many we have, and this just says how many pieces there are in the whole. What do you think we're going to add? The top ones, okay? So we're going to add these ones. It's kind of nice with fractions. This number kind of just stays there. We don't have to do a whole lot with this, okay? So if the denominator is the same, and to start out with today, all of our denominators are going to be the same, okay? So if the denominator is the same, we're just going to add the numerators, the top, okay? Does that make sense to you guys? Think you can do that, okay? So we're going to divide into groups. And look at that, you're already in a group, that's perfect. Krista, are you feeling like working with a group today, or?
Yeah.
Think so? Okay. Awesome. So if you guys could get together and if you could choose, okay? So right over here, this is what we're going to do today, okay? We've already talked a little bit. Now we're getting into groups. You guys are going to choose, you should be able to do this real quick, okay? I'm going to give you about 30 seconds. Choose a presenter, a shaper, and a recorder. Okay? Go ahead, real quick.
I can be a presenter.
Recorder.
You could be a shaper.
Oh, shape.
Okay, so when you have the presenter, when you have your positions, have the presenter come see me, and I'm going to give you just the presenter. Everybody else can stay at their desks. So here's your paper.
This is it?
Yep. And to help you guys see what the whole is, okay, there's a full piece of paper.
Okay.
Okay? So what I've done is I've given you guys pieces of paper that are labeled, okay? Each one of them represents a fraction. And these are fairly simple. As you guys learn more, we'll get more complicated, but these are pretty simple for today, okay? So what I want you to do is I want you to use the pieces. The shaper is going to use the pieces, or the shapes. You're going to put them over the whole, and you guys are going to use those pieces to solve the fractions on the worksheet that the recorder will have. Okay? So as an example, if I have 1/4, okay, and then I add 1/4, okay, I'll have a whole. And what I might do is I might take the 1/4 and I might set it right here over the whole. Okay, and then I might take the other, there should be 4 1/4 in there. Okay, there should be the bottom number of those many pieces. I don't know if that makes sense. If it's 1/6, there's 6 of them. Okay, if there's 1/3, there's 3 of them. And then you can set this next to each other, and then you can tell me, as you add them together, you can tell me how many you have. So if I have 1/4 and 1/4, and I put them together, now what do I have?
2/4.
How about 2/4? You don't know how to simplify it, okay? So we have 2/4, okay? So that's what you guys are going to do for now. You guys need to work together. I want you to discuss with each other what you're doing, how you're doing it. If you don't understand what somebody's doing, who's the shaper for your guys' group? Krista, okay? So if you don't understand how Krista is shaping the pieces, ask her to explain it, okay? So make sure you work together. You guys need to agree on the answers before you write them down, okay? And when we're done, you guys are going to pick, you ladies are going to pick one of your problems, anyone you want, it's okay with me, and you're going to have the presenter come up, and she's going to show on the board how you guys solve the problem, and you're going to explain how you solve the problem, okay? I don't want you to just do it. I want you to explain why you did what you did and how you knew to do that, okay? So go ahead and get working, and I'm going to walk around the class, and I will help you guys if needed. Krista.
Can we work on the ground?
You can work on the ground. I'm okay with that as long as you're getting the work done. And yeah, that's fine with me. So go ahead and get working.
Are they those third pieces right
Yeah.
there? Okay. Okay, so the first problem is 1/6 plus 1/6. So do we just write it down in here, the answer? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, the recorder's going to write down on the problem what the answer that you guys get. Okay.
So there's 2 then. So 2 6. Then the second one is 1/3 plus 2/3.
Plus 2/3.
Yeah.
Here. 1/3. 1/3.
Yeah. Yeah.
3/3.
It's a whole. 3/3. The next is
why did you put 5 of the 1/6 though on there? Can you guys explain to me why you did that?
Because you told
She told you to?
5.
6 makes like, the 6 is the whole and then the 5 is what we take. So,
Wait.
There's five of them, so that's why we put 5 down, it's 5, 6.
There's 5 pieces.
Okay.
yeah.
And now take away 3,
1, 2, 3,
and so we have 2, 6.
2, 1, 6. 1, 2,
2 safe, yeah. I got it. And
The next is 3/4.
2, 3.
And then we minus 2/4. So take away 2. We just have 1.
1/4.
You didn't start a timer.
Thanks, dude.
That's okay.
then,
Sorry.
bonus problem.
The next problem. It's 1/2.
1/2. What? I don't have that.
No, 1/2 minus 1/4.
I didn't do a half. I apologize. Okay. I tried to trick you guys with this one, and I forgot to put in the halves.
Maybe then
Um,
we can go to.
So Amy said something earlier. Let's take just a quick break. Amy said something earlier that she shouldn't know yet, but let's talk about it. Okay? She said that we'll just say Amy's really smart. Okay? She said that 2/4 is 1/2. Okay? If you put 2/4 on the piece of paper, okay, so we have 2 there. Does that look like it's about 1/2?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is something that we're actually going to learn about this week, okay, but not quite today. But the reason it was a bonus question was because you don't have the same denominator, so I thought I'd maybe
Oh,
catch you guys off guard. But you can see that even though this is a different denominator and a different numerator, it seems like it's really similar to this one, isn't it? Okay, so later this week we'll learn, and if you guys don't know it today, that's okay. Later this week we're going to learn why these are similar. Actually, they're the
I think we
exact
can
same.
solve it because 1/2 is same to 2/4.
Okay.
So then minus 1/4, then we lose 1/4.
Okay. Does that make sense to you guys?
Yeah.
Okay.
This one is
3/12 plus 1.
plus 1/2.
We can't do that.
Yeah, you can skip that one.
Okay. That's all.
And, so how do you guys do?
We just missed 1.
This was one. It was the bonus one, right? A little bit difficult.
Yeah.
Okay, that's okay. So now, who's the presenter? Okay, so the presenter, I guess I'm supposed to be teaching like this. The presenter's gonna come up and, are you a good artist, Amy?
Sure.
Sure, okay. So what I'd like you to come up to to the board and do is draw a picture. I'm gonna give you a hole up here, okay? I'd like you to draw a picture of exactly what your group did, okay, and explain to me why you did it, okay? So if you guys need time to discuss exactly what you're going to do and make sure you know the steps and what you did and why you did it. Just take a couple minutes to do that.
This one?
Yeah. I was thinking
So you got what you...
Yep.
So remember, I want you to explain what you're doing, okay? Don't just draw and say, this is what we did, but tell me why. Tell me why it makes sense from what we've learned today.
Okay.
So which problem did you pick? Could you write the problem next to it?
Yeah.
That'd be great, thank you.
So it's 3/4 minus 2/4. Yeah, sure. So then, so this one, this one, this one, because there's 3 of the 4, and we have them sitting on our paper.
So those are the shapes that you put down?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we minus 2 of them. And then we were left with just the 1/4. So our answer was 1/4.
Very good. You guys agree with her?
Yeah.
Okay. Very nice job. So, this is how we add and subtract fractions. Where it gets a little bit trickier is you guys saw the bonus question on there. Okay, and we're going to learn about this later. Where it gets a little bit trickier is if you have different numbers on the bottom. Okay? So that is a little bit trickier, and that's what we're going to learn about in the future. But we have a good base. You guys have learned how to add fractions with the same numerator, or I'm sorry, the same denominator. Okay? So, going back to the beginning, are you raising your hand, Krista?
No.
Okay. Okay. So going back to the beginning, remember when I asked you to look for things in your lives that involve fractions, okay? And Amy conveniently said food. And since you guys were so well behaved and I told you I'd buy you pizza, before we eat the pizza, we're going to take a little second and wrap up, and we're going to apply some of what we learned today, okay? So I want everybody to take a look at this pizza.
It's large.
Oh, super
Okay.
big. It's so big.
Wow.
Alright, it's
What
probably a little
pizza
bit
is
cold.
it?
It's bacon, just bacon.
Oh.
So, can you guys see a fraction with this pizza?
It's a hole.
Okay? This is the whole. This is the whole pizza. Is it cut into pieces?
Yes.
Yes, it is. Okay? How many pieces is it cut into?
8.
8 pieces.
So it's 8.
So what would that 8 represent in our fraction?
Yeah.
The bottom.
That's the bottom part, right? Okay. So here's our 8. Now, just showing you a way that we could use fractions. Krista, how many pieces of pizza would you like?
8.
You want all 8 of them?
Yeah.
Okay, give me a realistic number.
Okay, 2.
How about 2? Krista wants 2. Amy, how many do you want?
I want to.
You want 2 as well?
Yeah.
Jalen, how about you?
I want 2.
So everybody wants 2 pieces of pizza.
And you can have 2.
Okay, I'll take 2 as well. Okay? So we all want 2 pieces of pizza. Okay? Do you guys believe it that 2 is my numerator? It's how many pieces I have of the whole. And 8 is how many pieces that are in the whole. Okay? So if we add this up, we can determine if we have enough pizza for all of us to eat, right? Okay? So that's just one way that in real life we can look at fractions and we can use them to help us out. Okay? Now we get to eat the pizza. Your guys' homework is to look at fractions. I want you to bring me 3 examples written down this time. 3 examples of fractions and how you can add or subtract those fractions to help you out in your life. Could be anything. Anything. Okay? And that's it.
Thank you.